All right, especially at my club, we talk about the Giraud a lot, and everybody says, is it really worth the $500 for doing trimming, and does it really matter that it deburrs and chamfers at the same time? I have a perfect opportunity here to do a nice video. I will obviously speed up the process so you're not labored through a horribly boring video, but just know that I have my Giraud already set up with the cutting head where I want it for my 284 7mm cases here. And I've got basically 1,000 pieces of brass ready to trim, chamfer, and deburr. So without any further delay, let's get going. I've got a timer set here. Now you can see I normally give it about a quarter turn as we go here. And you might be saying, well, I can still hear it grinding when you pull the case out. And that's because I'm going by feel. I could leave it in there, but I know where I want it to be. And it's basically done grinding down at the time that I pull it out because I can feel it. So I'll go ahead and speed up the video from here. Enjoy. All right, so short of these two, which technically still went in, and I'll explain in a second, you can see here I am at 34 minutes, you know, plus or minus. Now, I did have somebody who tried calling me because I'm still recording on an iPhone. Someday maybe I'll get a GoPro or something, but somebody tried calling, which stops the video. I lost probably 30 or 40 seconds. Before I declined the call and then restarted the video. So there, you know, there was whatever, maybe a minute there at most. I dropped a couple, and I wasn't going as absolutely fast as I could have, but I was going in the normal speed that I would. You know, if I was trying to, you know, really show off or something. I probably could have shaved maybe 5 minutes off of it. But you know, 34 minutes for 1,000 rounds, I don't think that's too shabby. Now, these two, I told you at the beginning, I go by feel. You know, depending on, you know, the video, you may or may not see me kind of stop for a second and look like this, or maybe you see me put it in twice or rotate a little further. And that's because I'm going by feel. Now, these particular ones, I could feel that there was a flat spot on the neck. And so I'm going to take one of my gauge pins here and just sort of manually push the neck out, just so that I can get a nice clean cut on it. I just use a you know, about a 282. Is that what this is? Yeah, this is a 282 gauge pin just to round it out. And yeah, see, those give a much nicer feel and cut now. So they'll be ready to go. So anyway, that just gives you a real good idea. And of course I just dropped it again. That just gives you a really good idea of what the Giraud is capable of. Now that's the first time I've done 1,000. I have done 500 pretty regularly, and I've owned this for, I think, gosh, maybe 3 years now, maybe a little more than 3 years. So I'm pretty familiar with it. I have a really good pattern of how I get it done. You can see I grab a handful, I transfer 5, 6, 7 at a time, throw them in my finished bucket, and I you know, I can just keep going. You know, occasionally my hands get a little tired from the turning, which is why you see me switch over to the right hand. But, you know, anyway, 35 minutes essentially with a couple little stops for 1,000 rounds. I would say for anybody that is looking to deburr, chamfer, and trim all in one shot, especially any kind of quantity, you're going to have a hard time beating this thing.